let me show you how to combine these two charts with a slicer in just 5 minutes. We have a whole bunch of sales data here. I'm going to select all of it and then go up to Insert and add a pivot table. And I'm going to hit OK because I want it to be on a new sheet. I want to see total sales by item name. So item name goes in row, that's where you group, and then the value that you're going to do math on is going to be sales in values, and then quarter goes in the columns. Columns are going to go across the top. You saw when I put it in values, it did math, and we don't want that. So then we're going to select everything and copy and paste it, and then go up to show in field list. If your list disappears on you, that's how you find it again. And then I just made an adjustment here. And now we've got two pivot tables. One is doing sales by quarter, and then one is doing total sales. Let's insert a pivot chart. We can use the pivot chart function because we have a pivot table first. Right-click on these gray fields, and we're going to hide them. Those function as filters, but we don't really need them. Then let's move our charts right on top of our pivot table data. So go up to pivot table or pivot chart again, and then insert another pivot chart. And this time we're going to use the line with markers. So right click again to hide, and you can just click on the legend and press delete because we know what this is. We don't really need a legend. So now as I move these in place, I need to go up to illustrations and go into shapes, and we're going to insert a shape as a background here. So you can just draw in a giant rectangle. You could fill the cells, or you can do the shape option. And then let's change it to a dark gray, and let's hit send to back. I right click and click on send to back, and that's going to layer items similar to how PowerPoint works. Let's move these better in place. We need to allow for some spacing at the top for our slicer. I find I'm often moving things quite a bit to resize and refit as I am working on dashboards. So expect that. You want it to look nice. And then let's go up to insert, filter, and slicer. And we want this to be by rep. What this does is turns our list of reps essentially into different buttons. So you can click on a rep, you can click on multiple, and you can see the data by rep instead of looking at the entire chart as a whole. Now let's go up to insert illustrations again, and let's do another shape. There's lots of options here. Let's go with the text box. So when you insert the shape with the text box, it's going to allow you to type in it. And we can click and type in a title. Let's call this sales report. And then you can modify and change format on the text, just like you can, again, in like a PowerPoint or something like that. You can align it, we'll right align it. And then if you go up to the top, you can change the shape format quite a bit. And then let's go over here to the slicer menu, and let's change these button counts here. So if I go with more columns, it's going to give me more buttons going wide. And so now we've got a 4x2 for our 8 reps. And then I inserted an icon instead of a shape this time. And so you can type in something like vehicle, whatever makes sense for your dashboard. For us, because it's vehicle sales, let's throw a car on there. And then next, we can go here to the slicer menu at the top and change this quick style to match the color theme of the rest of our charts. And if you scroll over to the design menu, quick styles will allow you to do some neat things super fast with formatting to charts. So let's go with the darker gray. And then again, if you wanted to resize this so it fills more of the screen, you could do that. You could make these charts larger. And then let's highlight our title font here, and let's change that color as well to match. You can change the color of icons as well, or you could do no outline. And then let's see here. So let's go to our chart, right click, and let's adjust this marker. So if you click on marker options, you can choose built-in, and that's going to put those larger dots on your chart, or you can format if they're already there. So let's say we want a solid line border. You can do a combination of colors on these charts by using the border and the fill. And then again, if we go back up to the top right under design for quick layout, you can add some additional information here. So now at the bottom, we've got the vehicle name and the sales listed in a little chart where the legend would normally be. So let's click off to the left here and delete those areas. And here's our chart. Click on each rep's name to see their specific information, and then close out the filter in the upper right to see it all.